What's up, guys? InspecthaGadget here, and as always, it's great to see your faces. Today we're going to do an inspection of self-driving or autonomous cars. So, let's get inspected. The future is here, and whether you like it or not, self-driving cars are here. Well, almost, but it's no secret that one of the great scientists of our time, Nikola Tesla, envisioned a world where we could harness the energy of our ionosphere and relay that energy transmitted to vehicles and to houses and everything via radio waves, and vehicles could literally tune in and be powered by that energy. That's what this guy was thinking. So in a brief history lesson, we head on over to 1939, where a guy by the name of Norman Bell Geddes demonstrates his Futurama exhibit sponsored by General Motors, in which he depicts electric cars powered by circuits embedded in the roadways and controlled by radio. Fast forward to the 1980s and we get government involvement, where the European Commission funds the €800 million Eureka Prometheus project on autonomous vehicles. Or here in the US, we get DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, funding the Autonomous Land Vehicle Project, which uses laser radar, computer vision, and autonomous robotic control to control a robotic vehicle at up to 30 kilometers per hour, which is about 19 miles per hour. Then DARPA and the U.S. Army continued those efforts with projects called Demo 1, 2, and 3, which demonstrated the ability of unmanned vehicles to navigate miles of difficult off-road terrain, avoiding obstacles like boulders and trees. Groups of vehicles even had their movements automatically coordinated in response to high-level goals. So since the late 2000s, significant advancements have been made in both technology and legislation relative to autonomous vehicles. Now, companies like Google, Nissan, Toyota, and Audi are at the forefront of these advancements. And in June 2011, Nevada became the first state to pass legislation making autonomous vehicles street legal. Now, this kind of legislation was passed by Florida and California in 2012, and Hawaii, New Jersey, Oklahoma, and Washington are next. So how does this crazy futuristic Minority Report and iRobot technology work? Well, the technology uses radar, LiDAR, GPS, and computer vision advanced control systems to interpret sensory information, identifying appropriate navigation paths, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? It's got to be the single most greatest creation since September 4th, 1981, when the gods created Beyonce. I Googled it. And while I don't mind that we've been programmed and psychologically conditioned with means since we were kids to accept such technology, you gotta admit, you wanted Michael Knight's kit too. There are definitely social and political implications of having driverless vehicles that seriously need to be considered. Like, who gets a ticket when a driverless car is involved in an accident? Should we be able to go Dutch with car manufacturers on car insurance? What are we gonna do with traffic cops if they can't write tickets? Are they gonna be fired, or will they be forced to solve real crimes? And what happens to all the truck drivers when companies realize it's gonna be cheaper to just have trucks drive themselves? And what's gonna happen when I pass an autonomous semi-truck and do like this? And what happens to all the people who rallied behind the no texting while driving movement when they realized that driverless cars pretty much makes their argument moot? But seriously, guys, until then, no texting while driving. This has been a public service announcement. How might this change the philosophy of ownership? Would you actually need to own an autonomous car, or will municipalities provide autonomous vehicles that provide you the utility of getting from point A to B? Couldn't you just imagine a future where you're speaking gibberish into your Google Glass microphone and the cloud automatically detects an anomaly in your biometric voice print signature, determining that you're drunk, twisted, and faded as hell, and sends a Google car out to take you home? And then there's the whole privacy argument, which I think is a very good argument. I mean, the government already tracks us with our mobile devices, credit cards, passports, and internet browsing habits. Let's face it, if we're not there already, we're definitely heading toward an Orwellian society. So what happens if the feds start using their interstate and traffic cam software for retina scans to determine if someone has minor traffic violations like unpaid parking tickets? Will they have the right to pull over your autonomous vehicle or divert it to the nearest precinct? But aside from all the doom and gloom surrounding driverless driverless vehicles, there's definitely positives to consider, like roads and vehicles that use magnetic induction for power. This means no more gas stations, reducing our carbon footprint, and no more wars for fake weapons of mass destruction in order to take control of a country's resources like oil. Okay, so I'm probably dreaming with that last one, but we still have safer roads and accident and fatality rate reduction to look forward to. This will also be great for companies like Google and advertising companies because you can be marketed to while you're in your car and automatically reroute your car to take you to the nearest store to buy that thing that you saw that you liked. And I can definitely see a redesign of the car with default reclined seating and a huge dashboard display akin to the Tesla Model S. Or we can just make the windshield a gigantic OLED display. Or all of the windows in the car. Now that would bring an entirely new element to Google's photosphere technology. All in all, there will always be negatives and positives associated with the implementation of any new technology. And it really just depends on whether you see the glass as half empty or half full. Will you see autonomous cars as making us lazy? Or freeing up that time to allow us to do more important things? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm InspecthaGadget. You can follow me on Twitter at InspecthaGadget. You can also circle me on Google Plus at InspecthaGadget. I'm also on Facebook.com/InspecthaGadget. And head on over to InspecthaGadget.com where we've got great reviews and great articles for you to read. And if you like this video, please go ahead and hit that like button as it helps us out more than you know. And guys, if you want the latest and greatest in tech news and reviews, go ahead and hit that subscribe button at the end of this video. I'm InspecthaGadget, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.